Welcome to Conspiracy Corner Podcast, everyone. This is Abe, your host. I hope you like my new get up. It's not new. It's just I'm filming today from the trailer. I'm off today. I like to. By the way, this podcast it might be all over the place. I do have structure and shit. Um, but usually start out with a little update. So just tell you what's going on. Today was a pretty good day, and if you see me looking over, I'm just looking at the TV. It's not on, obviously. I hope you don't mind. This is a podcast anyway. It's audio format. Today was a pretty good day. Here lately, ain't gonna lie, I've been craving some fucking New York style pizza. I've been wanting New York style cheese pizza for like ever. And I'm trying to save some money and trying to work more. Like, this is my only day off for 6 days, and I will be doing a 6 day stretch. I'm not going to get into why, because Kroger is doing something that I don't even actually want to go in, because it's supporting sports, which is something I'm morally against. But I know that the money I can help someone that I'm trying to help financially get out of the hole and stuff. So I might talk about that in another episode, and that'll be a whole episode by itself, because I've already been kind of pre-planning an episode talking about sports and bread and circuses and why I'm anti-sports. Um, I hope that doesn't, ruin you as far as like, well, I like sports, and I'm not pushing you out as a fan or anything. I will get into what I believe sports are for, as far as the Roman circuses, bread and circuses. Um, Look, I blue pill. I blue pill. Today I went out and uh, Sammy, she got pizza from Smashing Tomatoes for like $10 off, and the pizzas are only like $12, $13. So we went out for her birthday. Um, this isn't the actual official birthday date, but we went out for her birthday for pizza and like a beer. We each had a beer. Um, and it was like basically a $2 or $3 pizza, and it's good pizza, man, like brick oven. So I finally got to fill that craving that I've been having for weeks now for just a good New York style pizza. Um, but today's my day off. I'm just kind of in chill mode. That's why I'm wearing the bandana and shit. Usually, if I'm wearing the bandana, um, I don't do my hair, so I look like shit. I'm sure I do. Now, this episode might be kind of all over the place. I actually had a plan to do a movie review on Late Night with the Devil, because everyone has been talking about it, and I actually sat down and watched it. Now, the only reason I watched it, and I'll go ahead and get into that a little bit, um, it's free on YouTube right now. Someone uploaded it. Now, when you type in the title, you're going to have to misplace purposely some of the letters. And I think that's why they're getting away with it. It's been up for 5 days. I clicked on it, right? So I clicked on it, and I was like, no way, Late Night with the Devil's on. So, like, ain't gonna lie, like, I had plans to, you know, get weird with my wife and shit. We're all adults here. And we still did get weird. But she was in the bath, and I was like, honey, Late Night with the Devil's on here. How have they not taken this away? It was on there. It's been on there for like 5 days, man. And they mistitled it on purpose to keep it up. And when I clicked on it, it went through a billion different do you know how in the beginning of movies it shows who made the movie? It went through like a billion different things of those, and I was like, wait a second, is this an hour and 30 minutes of like fake studio advertisements? So I fast forward, and no, it's the whole movie. The whole movie's on there. So I got to watch that. So maybe we'll get into that as far as Late Night with the Devil. This is my cat, Lilith. She's on my notes. I'm moving her. She's crazy. We got her from the street. But yeah, go check it out, and go check it out now as soon as you see this. I don't even care if you click off the video because it's not going to be up there long. Someone bootlegged it from Shudder. Look at her. I need these notes. Thank you. So go check it out. I might get into the movie review of that, but I wanted to do some channel updates and shit. So first of all, I told you guys I was going to start a new segment of telling you guys the new subs. We only got one new sub so far this week. It's Angel Mist. So thank you for subscribing. We appreciate it. I definitely get a good influx of subs. Sorry. 5:55. I had to make a wish. I definitely get a good influx of subs when I start putting out more content and shit, which I've been trying to, and honestly, I've genuinely been wanting to. Me and my brother were having a conversation about that. Speak of the devil. He just texted. I'm on my phone, by the way. I will check your messages here in a little bit. What was I saying? Me and my brother were having a conversation about that as far as like, we don't believe in writer's block. I don't believe in writer's block. And I used to have a brother, an older brother. He's still alive. I just say I used to because we've always been estranged since I was a teenager, because he used to call me faggot and beat me up and shit. And I don't know, he was struggling with his sexuality, and I don't know, he's got a lot of mental illness and shit. But me and him have like been estranged, and then not been estranged, and then been estranged, and then not been estranged. He's schizophrenic, and he gets schizophrenic medication. So I don't know, if you guys have any members of the family, of your family, who are schizophrenic, you know what I'm talking about. But he used to bitch about, oh, I got writer's block, because he wanted to be a famous writer, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. I think right now, if you have a dream job that you want to do, you should do what you want to do. To me, that's the definition of the American dream. If you want to be a writer, do it. Be a writer. Yeah, go for it. I think everyone should keep their day job. There's definitely the whole keep your day job, but still try to get your dream job, because that to me is the American dream, of doing something that you want to do to make a living. Because to me, it's our curse. What were we talking about last episode? That there's a curse in the Bible towards Adam for eating the apple, that man shall toil the land. That is our curse from God, if we're in this Gnostic sort of realm. So we have to do the curse. We have to abide by it. But if we can make easy money doing what we love, to where it doesn't feel like work and makes life more pleasurable, go for it. But I don't believe in writer's block. That's why I took a year off. It wasn't writer's block. It was simply, in my belief system, I was not meant to podcast at that time. And I took a year off because I needed to relax and chill, and it got to the point where podcasting was not enjoyable for me. So I took a year off. So, like I was saying, Angel Mist, welcome to the club. I do this little disclaimer because I don't put up with craziness. The older I've gotten, I used to just let craziness go on with my comment sections. The older I've gotten, I just don't deal with it. So there are a couple rules. Just don't be sexist, don't be racist, don't be homophobic. Just be cool in the comment sections and you won't get blocked. That's the only rule I have. We accept everyone, whether they're trans, black, white, gay, whatever. And that goes with religion too. Like, I'm an occultist. I always like to say that to new subs. Welcome to the club. I'm an occultist. So if you're like super Christian or something, you might not like this channel. You might want to unsubscribe. We do get into deeper, darker, heavier conversations about religion because I talk about spirituality. But we do also accept everyone here. So if you're super Christian, as long as you're nice in the comments, you could sit there and comment all day. Hey, Abe, I know you don't want to hear this, but Jesus loves you. I'm not gonna block you. I'm not gonna be mean. I'm gonna go, thank you, honey. Okay, have a good day. I'm actually super fucking nice. Like, you'd be surprised. And I really have never went off on a commenter ever, actually. I don't think so. But I always like to have a disclaimer. Welcome to the club. Thank you for subscribing. I like to give you guys shout outs. And I always resub. I sub to whoever subs to me, because a lot of smaller content creators sub to me, and then I no matter what, whether you're a content creator or not, I always resub. I try to. So, and I try to check out you guys' stuff when I have free time. So, if you are a content creator, I will resub to you, or sub to you. I don't know why I keep wanting to say resub, but I will sub to you and check out your stuff. So, welcome to the club, Angel Mist. Today, I'm going to talk about some comments. I'm going to respond to comments. I've been responding, actually physically responding to comments, but I'm going to actually respond in a video format because I don't like responding to comments through text, as far as actual text messages or comment sections. I don't like doing that. To me, I can respond better through actually saying it. And this is one thing I have to say, man. I love when people comment because it gives me, is cannon fodder the right word? Gives me fodder, substance to talk about. I love responding to comment videos because it gives me something to work with. It's malleable. So I had 2 comments. Let's discuss the Canadian comment first. I put out a poll for, is Ron DeSantis a good guy? And I put it in the most basic childlike terms because it's a poll. I can only say so much in a poll. Is Ron DeSantis a good guy? Here at the channel, I believe there are factions. I do not believe that, because there's a lot of YouTubers, and I think it's honestly, in my opinion, lazy. There's a lot of YouTubers and podcasters who are conspiracy theorists who think that, kind of like George Carlin used to say, it's a big club and you're not in it. There's a lot of creators who think that They call it the Illuminati or the Luciferians. That the elites are all, I call them the elites, that the elites are all in one club and they're all on the same page. I don't think so. I truly don't. I think there are factions. I think there are people who are usable but not in the club and don't know that they're being used by the club. I think it's more complicated. And you'll see that. As an occultist, you'll see that most of these mystery schools are teaching the same things, but they're teaching it in different ways. And you are learning the same overall message, but you're learning different little messages here and there. Freemasonry is just like Skull and Bones. They have the same ceremonies, just slightly different. Aleister Crowley, he joined Freemasonry. I believe this is how the story goes as far as my memory. Aleister Crowley, when he joined like Freemasonry, he got bumped up several degrees automatically because he already knew the secret doctrine, the secret information. So when he joined Freemasonry, they're like, "Oh, you already know this shit." So they just automatically bumped him up because he was already doing OTO and Golden Dawn and shit. So yeah, I mean, the mystery schools, do you guys want to know what the mystery schools are? I'll tell you. To sum it up shortly, the mystery schools are the ancient occult knowledge from ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, Atlantis. It is the leftover ancient knowledge. So when you are going, and they call it mystery school because you're going to school to educate yourself in these ancient practices and ancient wisdom. Masonry is super tied in with like ancient Egypt knowledge, ancient Atlantean knowledge. Yeah, you're going to schools of religion and philosophy and spirituality and witchcraft of ancient times. That's all it is. It's leftover shit. Like the third degree of Freemasonry is basically the pharaoh making process. They are turning you into a pharaoh. Most people don't even know that. Like they go, "Oh, I'm becoming a master mason." When you are saying and becoming a master mason, you are literally going through obviously a newer version, but you are becoming a pharaoh. You know. So, that's what mystery schools are. The reason I bring that up though is sun is rising. Um I don't trust anyone. I've already said that 1,000 times on this channel. I don't trust anyone. My poll wasn't, do you trust Ron DeSantis? It was simply, um, is he a decent guy? Is he, because I think Ron DeSantis is probably some super red-blooded Christian. That doesn't mean he's good. That just means that's his values, that's his morals, that's his moral code. I really don't think that Ron DeSantis is some sort of occultist who's doing weird shit. And I wanted to bring that up because there's a lot of content creators in the conspiracy realm who say that all these elites are all on the same team, and I truly don't believe that. There was leaked audio, go look it up, of Richard Nixon talking about Bohemian Grove. And someone said, like, "Hey, you went to Bohemian Grove, what'd you think of it?" And he literally said, "This is the most faggoty thing I've ever been to." He was apparently like super hardcore, like Republican, super anti-gay. Was he Christian? I don't know. But it shows you that, and he's like, I'll never go back. It was the most faggoty thing I've ever been to. I'll never go back to that fucking place. He was cussing and shit and angry. He hated Bohemian Grove. So for me, like, unless that footage is fake and it could have been staged, who knows? I mean, you could definitely put conspiracy on top of conspiracy, but I think that it was actual footage or actual audio that was leaked, and he was honestly giving his honest opinion of that shit was gay as fuck. I'll never go back. I never did anything gay there, but he was genuinely pissed off that how gay it was. So I don't know. I just don't think they're all on the same page. I really don't. For one, it would be super fucking hard to get everyone on the same page. Um, I just don't think that they're all on the same fucking page, man. I think that there's factions to this shit. Let me know if you think there's something different, but that was a long response, and I didn't even really get into what the guy said. It was a Canadian commenter. Give me just a second. I'll refocus and get back into it. I just woke up, by the way. But yeah, so let's get into it. The commenter was Canadian. And I do want to say this. I love Canada. I see it as America's little brother. But this guy was like, I didn't answer your poll about Ron DeSantis being good or bad because if he's genetically modifying mosquitoes, I think he's awesome. And I'm like, oh my God. Which the episode still hasn't come out. Or no, it did come out on YouTube. It did come out on YouTube. So you guys know what I'm talking about. First of all, you missed the point. That, or it's fine to disagree with me. If you are pro GMO, then that's cool. I am curious though, is this a Canadian thing? Because I love Canada. I love Canadian fans and shit, but the way you guys handled COVID was not you guys as far as the actual people, but the way y'all's government handled COVID was completely totalitarian. Canada, Australia, New Zealand, England, like I don't get it. Like if they would have tried that shit here in America to the extent that they were trying it over there, people would have started catching bullets. And to me, that's honestly a good thing. When your government becomes tyrannical, that's why we have this beautiful thing called the Constitution over here in America. And I'm a classic liberal, so I'm not some red-blooded American who, I'm vote for Trump, Republican, Jesus, Christianity, I'm actually pretty liberal, but I believe in the Constitution and we have guns, so when these motherfuckers start getting sketchy and weird on us, we just start popping these motherfuckers. Maybe that's the problem. I seriously think it all comes back to I don't know. Maybe someone can help me understand the Canadian mindset, because first of all, I can't even go to Canada because I have a criminal record. But I love you all, but are you all, what are they putting in the water that's making you guys so docile to give up your guns and just not fight back against this shit? Because I reported during the whole COVID thing of like, same with Australia, same with England, of like, where are you all, where are you guys' balls? Like, you guys are just laying down and accepting like the whole New World Order Great Reset. Like, you're not gonna fight it. You're not gonna fight it. I mean, I know you all don't have guns, but I can go up the road right now and get a machete or a fucking hatchet. I'm gonna fight my government when it becomes too tyrannical. And there's no umph, man. There's no umph. Like, I would say Canada did make me proud when they did the whole trucker protest, but I'm like, there would be fucking, if they did what they did with COVID in America, there would have been civil war like 4 years ago. If they truly cracked down as hard as they did on y'all. So I don't know if the guy, maybe the guy was trolling, the Canadian commenter that said, I'm from Canada, I'm proud of Canada, and if he's GMOing mosquitoes, I'm for that. To me, it's a bad take, it's a crazy take to play God, and the whole point of the podcast was they've talked about literally genetically modifying mosquitoes for vaccination purposes. And if you're for that, to me, that's insane. Because the whole thing with COVID, let's wrap it up in 2 seconds. The whole thing with COVID was they wanted everyone to get vaccinated. You do not know how everyone is going to react to the vaccination. You cannot give every single person a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. There are certain people out there who are allergic to peanut butter. So you can't give the entire world peanut butter and jelly sandwich. People are going to die. I do not understand why that is so complicated of a people can't comprehend that. Same thing with the vaccination. There are certain things in that if you give it to certain people, like me, I'm autoimmune deficient. If I would have took the COVID vaccine, I would have fucking died. I'm autoimmune deficient. Even doctors were telling me not to take it. But they were at the same time telling me, my bosses and shit, that I couldn't work if I didn't take it. This is the whole, it's very simple. It's not that complicated, people. Like, I don't know. I pray for Canada. I hope you guys rise up. You know, I feel bad for you all, but I don't know what to tell you all. And maybe this guy was trolling. You know, the one that commented that he's pro GMO mosquitoes. But I hope he was trolling, because I can't say much about Canada. I mean, I love you all. You guys, I feel like are America's little brother, but so that's one crazy ass comment that I got. And I'll get into the next comment, and I will basically end this video. It just kind of was a responding to comments episode, but I'll get into the next one. All right. So the next and final comment, and then I'm going to close this out, was someone commented, "Why do you vote? It doesn't hurt." I believe the last election was stolen. Do I know that every single election is stolen every single time? I don't know. I don't know. I can't prove that every single election was stolen every single time. There are all these other content creators who will say every single election is stolen. They put in who they want to. And it's like, okay, cool. You say that. Where's the evidence? Because I can give you evidence for the last election being stolen, as far as like ballots being pulled out under tables, water pipes mysteriously breaking down the hall, mail-in ballot scheme, watermarks. Just go watch 1,000 Mules. It's a whole documentary on how the last election was stolen. Did that happen every single time? I don't know. I know that Al Gore won against Bush Jr. I know that election was stolen. I know that the most recent election was stolen, but I cannot prove that every single election was stolen. I think it's literally you have to take each election and examine it. There was a great guest, and I brought this up to my wife the other day. It was on Tinfoil Hat, Sam Tripoli. I cannot remember which episode it was, but the whole point of the episode was he was covering how elections have been stolen since like the 1800s, man. Like Kennedy. He went into John F. Kennedy, which all the Q-tards are going to hate to hear this, but your little good guy Kennedy, JFK, stole his election. And the guy proved it on how John F. Kennedy stole his election. So when I hear these Q-tards who worship John F. Kennedy, it's like, he was a scumbag too, right? And people go, well, don't you like Kennedy? Yeah, I like Kennedy. I like Lincoln. Never said that I trusted them. Never said that they were perfect. They both did some scumbag fucking shit. When people say who's your favorite presidents, I say Lincoln and Kennedy. But there are some sketchy ass shit that they fucking did. And people try to bring that up like they got one over on me. It's like, no, I know they're scumbags. All presidents are scumbags. All of them. I'm a scumbag. If you catch me on the wrong day, I'm a scumbag. But if you catch me on the right day, I have heard over the years, I have talked to people who are like, oh, I know Abe. He's awesome. And then I've heard people like, oh, I know Abe. He's crazy. He's out there. He's fucked up. He's a scumbag. I've heard both. It depends on when you meet me, how you meet me, what day it is, what's going on. I tried to get off on the right side of the bed and put my shoes on, one foot after the other, just like you, and drink my cup of coffee. And I wake up and I look in the mirror and I go, just do good today, Abe. Just do the best you can. Try to be an awesome person. No one's perfect. But he's like, why do you vote? It doesn't hurt because I can't prove that every single election is stolen. So hopefully, knock on wood, this next election is actually going to be a legitimate election. Am I going to get my hopes up for that? No. Hell no. I'm not going to sit here and be like, this next one's the next one. It's going to be good this time. No. I'm going to be a realist and go, I've already said 1,000 times on this channel, if they stole it once, they'll steal it again. They got away with it last time. I kept hearing all these Q-tards of, we're going to get them, we're going to get them. Well, then when are you going to get them? Because next election is in 5 months. And honestly, even if you did get them for election fraud, what does that entail? Are we going to put Trump in? Or are we going to re-elect? Because it's so close to the next re-election that it's late. It's too late. It doesn't matter whether the last election was stolen. It doesn't hurt. To me, I look at it as like superstition of like, if I am eating at a diner and I accidentally knock over the salt. Me and my wife have had this argument 1,000 times and I love her to death. I'll pick up a pinch of salt and I'll throw it over my left shoulder. Why do you do that? Do you really believe that? It doesn't hurt. It took 2 seconds to just pick up a pinch of salt, throw it over my left shoulder. It doesn't hurt. Who am I hurting by doing that? You could say the same thing about prayer. I think that prayer is honestly on an occult in an occult spectrum, it is the lowest form of witchcraft. It is the lowest form of spell casting. Unless you're Catholic, then you're at least lighting candles and using rosary beads and using tools and To me, I think actually Catholic prayers on an occultic level would be more potent as far as potency, because it's actually witchcraft. Catholicism is witchcraft. Hate to burst your bubble. It just is. Um, but prayers don't hurt. I pray. I pray without ceasing. I pray every day, all day. I I pray. Literally, my wife will walk in and she'll see me talking to myself. I'm either talking to myself because I'm a crazy person, or I'm sitting there praying. And she's like, she ignores it. She doesn't mention it. She doesn't say anything. But I pray every day, all fucking day. I pray all day. I'm more Christian than actual fucking Christians. How ironic. It doesn't hurt. So my point is, the guy said, "Why would you vote?" And he said he said he wanted to debate me, which I would love to debate him. I want to talk about a whole nother debate, a challenge that was put out by Jacob Israel, and I want to get into that on another episode. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm running out of time. It's 36 minutes. And I didn't know if I was going to go this long or not, but it's fine. But the whole point I'm making is it doesn't hurt. And he said, well, it does hurt because the person you could be voting for, there could be blood on their hands and they could kill more people. So then I played devil's advocate. There are moral tests that people have made to where a train is coming down the track and there are 3 people tied up on the track. You can pull a lever. If you pull the lever, the train has 100 people on it. There's 3 people tied up laying on the track. You can pull the lever and it'll derail the train and kill the 100 people on the train. Or you can ignore the lever and it'll run over the 3 people. This is why I vote. Do I want to derail the train and kill 100 people? Or do I pull the lever, derail the train? Or wait, hang on. You guys get the point. Do I derail the train and kill 100 people, or do I let it run over the 3 people? That's why I vote. I vote for the lesser of 2 evils because Trump, I feel, would kill less people than Biden. There we go. If we want to get to the raw, nitty-gritty core of it, I feel that Trump would kill less people than Biden. He is the lesser of 2 evils. But I'm not voting for Trump. I'm voting for RFK. So I don't even know if this commenter knew who I was actually voting for. I'm voting for RFK. I believe RFK would kill more or less people than Biden. Yeah, I believe that he would be America first and wouldn't fuck with Ukraine and wouldn't fuck with Taiwan and wouldn't fuck, I don't know. I feel that he's the lesser of 2 evils, that less people would die and suffer. And he is America first, and a lot of his standpoints on politics and what he would do as president are taking care of. A lot of his focus, I've noticed, is on the fentanyl issue and drug abuse and mental illness. And as someone who is an ex-drug user and mentally ill, that's very important to me. I think we have a mental illness pandemic, and I think we have a drug use pandemic that is going on in this country, and This is the first time I've ever seen a president actually addressing those types of issue as far as chemical warfare like that. That's why I vote. It doesn't hurt. And this guy tried to say the blood is on my hands. You can say that. But my thing is it more blood on your hands or less blood on your hands? I choose less blood. And if we don't vote at all, doesn't that make it easier for them to steal elections and put in the person that they want? There's a lot of questions. I would love to debate this person. They challenged me to a debate. I would love to do it if I can get Zoom on my computer and shit. I think it'd be cool. I'm going to definitely bring up more philosophical questions like the whole train track thing. Yeah, I'll debate you. I want to debate Jacob Israel too. Yeah, I mean, no matter what, like, okay, if you don't vote, you don't have blood on your hands. I understand that concept. I do understand that concept. I understand what you're saying. If you don't vote, you have zero blood on your hands. And I've actually only voted once. I voted one time for Trump, the first election, or no, the second election. I did support Roseanne Barr. I wanted her to win back in like 2012. I wanted to vote, but I was too much of a party animal back then, so I never got up to vote. I was young and crazy and doing drugs and yeah. But I did support her. I voted for her in spirit. But yeah, I do understand. I hope this video made any sense. It was just, honestly, I just wanted to do kind of an update video and a responding to comments video. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Y'all have a good day.